North Korean troops are faking tuberculosis to avoid being sent to the front in Russia. Families are spending more than 100 times the average monthly salary on fake medical certificates to protect men from being sent to the war zone. Newsweek reports. The US and South Korea estimate that Kim Jong-un's regime has already sent up to 12,000 troops to Russia. They are fighting in Kursk, helping Russian forces resist the Ukrainian counteroffensive. However, neither Moscow nor Pyongyang officially acknowledges the presence of North Korean soldiers in the conflict. North Korea has one of the largest armies in the world, with 1.3 million active duty troops, another 7.6 million reservists. Many are required to serve for 10 years, while women are required to serve for 5 years. This has forced many relatives to seek ways to exempt their loved ones from conscription. According to Radio Free Asia, the price of bribing doctors to obtain a fake TB certificate has increased fivefold compared to last year, from $100 to $500. For most families, this is a huge sum, since the average monthly salary of a civil servant in North Korea is only $1 to $3. However, many people are willing to pay because they fear that their relatives may die at the front. There is a hidden fear that if their sons join the army and are sent to Russia, their parents will never see them alive again, said a resident of Ryanggang province. According to a captured North Korean soldier who ended up in Ukrainian custody, he was not informed in advance that he was going to Russia. Many North Koreans are surprised by this turn of events and did not understand who they would have to fight against. Who is our enemy? Why do we need a new enemy? Radio Free Asia quotes one Ryanggang resident as saying, "It is reported that relatives of the deceased receive official death certificates with the wording sacred combat exercises in honor of the motherland, without specifying the actual circumstances of the death." According to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenski, 3,800 North Korean soldiers have died in Kursk so far. According to South Korea's Joint Chiefs of Staff, Pyongyang is preparing for a new wave of mobilization. The Institute for the Study of War predicts that the next troop deployment could come as early as mid-March, with North Korean casualties reaching 45,000 per month. Alina Gritsenko, an analyst at the National Institute for Strategic Studies of Ukraine, notes, "For now, North Korea's involvement in Russia's invasion of Ukraine appears to be less about supporting Putin's imperial ambitions and more about upgrading Kim Jong-un's fighting machine. In the long term, the presence of North Korean soldiers allows Russia to overcome its growing manpower shortage. But with Russia believed to be losing tens of thousands of troops every month, there is little chance that Pyongyang will be able to fully satisfy Moscow's insatiable demand for additional manpower." Meanwhile, the United States has threatened to tighten sanctions. Former President Donald Trump said the conflict could have been avoided under his presidency and threatened Putin with making a deal to end the war. Russian government officials responded that Moscow was waiting for signals from Washington.
Dozens of soldiers took part in military training near the front line in eastern Ukraine on Wednesday. According to Associated Press, the drills, focused on sharpening urban combat skills, were held in Donetsk region and organized by the 108th Separate Mechanized Battalion, known as the Da Vinci Wolves, for their newly recruited troops. "Behind us are our families, our relatives. If changes are not made, if we do not set an example by our example that we must go and make some changes, then everything will fail," said 21-year-old Zuchik, who joined the Da Vinci Wolves Battalion 6 months ago. He was inspired by fallen commander known as Da Vinci, who was from the neighborhood village. The exercises, which lasted several hours, trained soldiers in storming and clearing buildings of enemy forces. The brigade regularly conducts such drills to prepare recruits for the ongoing battle against Russian troops, as the war nears its third year. Master Sergeant of the 44th Mechanized Brigade, Lev Shah, brought dozens of servicemen to the training. He said that it was necessary to train new people. "I wish there were more. The age category is also the same for us, we are not the youngest fighters, because the third year of the war is already going on. Guys who were in the first battles, some are already wounded, and some are gone," he explained. Meanwhile, Russia continues its slow but steady advance in the Donetsk region as part of a grinding campaign to erode Kiev's hold on the country's industrial heartland. Uncertainty also looms over the future of U.S. military aid under the new Trump administration. We squeeze out what we can. We work with the forces that we have available. We will not jump above our heads. We fight with the weapons we have, said Lev Shah.
Тримаючи свій сектор, ця група переміщується. Займаючи його місце. Якщо хтось покинув стрій, попередній займає його місце.
Ми з друзями троє з сусіднього села від Давінчі. Він для нас справжній приклад того, як можна самотужки міняти, робити якісь зміни, і ми вирішили піти по його стопам.
Дира, де має свій ствол у мене над головою. Прострілює, про що я вам казав, десь від пояса до землі. Тобто бам-бам-бам-бам-бам.